Welcome to the Anxiety Slayer series. Our mission is to assist you with creating more peace and tranquility in your life through anxiety release exercises and supportive tools created to slay your anxiety. Today's Anxiety Slayer podcast is brought to you by Aspire Magazine, inspiration for a woman's soul. Aspire has been inspiring and supporting women on the path of self-discovery for over 10 years. Claim your free digital subscription today for instant access to the new issue, sacred archives, and over 40 transformational gifts from Aspire's team inspiration partners. Visit subscribe-to-aspire.com to claim your free subscription today. Welcome back to Anxiety Slayer. I'm Shan Vanderleek here today with my beautiful friend and partner, Ananga Sivyer. And we like to come together weekly and mix up a potent blend of coaching, storytelling, Ayurveda, EFT tapping, and so much more. And today we're answering a listener question from our Facebook inbox. And this is such a good question because I know many of our listeners are dealing with this, and I have in the past as well, is how can you cope with anxiety right when you wake up and your eyes are not even open, yet you're already spinning? And oh my, what nightmares I have. I wouldn't wish them on anybody, not even my worst enemy. Is there a connection? Welcome, Ananga.
Hi, Shan.
It's good to be with you again and to answer another listener question. This is one we haven't been asked yet, so I'm glad we get to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's one that many people can relate to, too. I've certainly had my spells of waking up with anxiety, or sometimes also waking up with anxiety in the night and bad dreams. I think the first steps are practical ones. When we're really suffering with our mind, we just want it to stop, and it feels so big that the practical steps might seem small, but they're really important. So the first thing I would recommend is anything you can do to keep the adrenaline and the nervous energy down. So that would be waking up gently. If you have to use an alarm clock to wake up, find a gentle one. Maybe find one with a light that comes on slowly, like those sunrise lamps, or you can get fitness bands that start buzzing on your wrist when you're sleeping lightly. Something that helps you not wake up with a jolt. That's one practical thing to start with.
And certainly waking up and reminding yourself that you're okay, that right now, right here, I am okay. And the affirmation that I like to use when I'm feeling a bit electric or, waking up with anxiety or what have you is all is well, I am safe. And I learned that from Louise Hay years ago, that all is well, I am safe, or I am peaceful. Whatever the words are that work best for you, you can start to really ground yourself in that. Breathing also helps, calming breathing, counting your breaths. So there are a number of things that you can do right when you wake up. And I love that you bring up the alarm clock, Ananga, because I've forgotten what it's like to have a really obnoxious alarm clock wake me up. And whomever decided that that was a good idea, really, you think about who wants to wake up like that? That's just awful.
It's quite a jolt to the nervous system, particularly if you're a sensitive person and you're already experiencing anxiety. It really is a rude awakening, really a jolt to the nervous system. So yeah, try and experiment. If you need to be awake at a certain time every day, try and experiment with different ways to do that. So for myself, I have a wake-up light, and it plays little birdie noises as the fake sun comes up on it. But it does wake you up gently. It puts you in a lighter sleep, so you transition from sleep to wake more peacefully. I also have a Fitband, a step counter on my wrist that you can set that to buzz in the morning. You can set it to do it 2 or 3 times, and it's supposed to catch you when you're not in such a deep sleep. Just experiment. You can get regular alarm clocks that make a gentle noise and gradually increase the volume. Experiment with something that wakes you up gently if you need to use an alarm clock.
Inspiration for a woman's soul. Aspire Magazine, inspiring and supporting women on the path of self-discovery. Claim your free digital subscription today, which includes access to thousands of dollars of personal development bonus gifts from Team Inspiration Partners. Claim your Aspire magazine subscription today at subscribetoaspire.com. And the second part of the question about having and experiencing wicked nightmares, that is something that I can relate with and used to have quite a bit. And I'm thankful that I don't have those any longer. There are a number of things that you can change to eliminate these night terrors. And the first one that comes to mind is being really mindful of the amount of media that you're taking in, the amount of news, the amount of movies that are violent or that cause anxiety. You know the movies when just the music, just the action, where there's so much going on that they're creating that anxiety in you. And if we're already suffering, we don't need to add more of that. So clean up your media intake, clean up your media habits.
Yeah, it's really important. I think a simple self-check with this is really the key to reducing morning anxiety and disturbing dreams, because it's the same with meditation. One of my meditation teachers told me, if you want to improve your meditation, it starts the day before. And it's the same with everything, with our sleep, with our dreams, with our waking up. It all starts the day before. So we have to be very mindful of what we're putting into our minds. And we need to ask ourselves, when it comes to entertainment, media, movies, television, even conversation, is this going to increase my anxiety, or is this going to help me relax? It's as simple as that. And if the answer is yes, it's going to increase my anxiety, turn it off, move away if you possibly can.
The other piece to be extremely mindful of is what we're putting in our body, to beware of stimulants, to steer clear of caffeine if you can, and to step away from alcohol. Both alcohol and caffeine can cause a lot of havoc in your system. And if you're waking up anxious and going to sleep with these nightmares, these two items certainly should be eliminated. And just notice how you feel. Notice the difference when you remove those from your diet.
Yeah, definitely two things it's really important to be vigilant about. Be really careful with those two things, because they can make a world of difference. The other thing I would recommend is grounding, grounding, grounding. Take a daily walk, practice guided meditations, practice breathing exercises, massage your feet with oil at night before going to bed. It's all about, for a peaceful head, getting the head energy grounded down in the body. Take a warm bath, take a warm shower, let the warm water run down your spine, and imagine all the thoughts in your head just draining down to your feet. As much as you can to get the active, disturbed head energy grounded and settled before you sleep. That's really the key.
I can't recommend the oil massage highly enough. When I got my first bottle of Pitta massage oil to bring that energy down, to ground me, to bring it down into my feet, it was just one of the very best choices that I've made to support myself when I was struggling with sleep, my sleep patterns. And so whether you use this particular kind of massage oil or uh, sesame oil, which is the base of this, or any kind of oil that you have on hand to pull that energy down, it really, really does work.
Yeah, get that head energy down. You can massage your feet quite vigorously. Take some deep breaths while you do so. If you've got something on your mind before you get into bed, take some deep breaths. Learn the EFT tapping sequence. You can find out more at anxietyslayer.com/EFT. Learn how to tap. Learn EFT for just clearing your head of what's on your mind before you go to sleep. Another thing that's really important that anyone can do is to bring some calming scents into your bedroom. Essential oils in a burner, or now we have these nice humidifiers where you just fill it with water, put some essential oils in, and it lets some gentle steam mist into the room carrying those essential oils. Dryness can increase anxiety, and dryness can increase agitation in the mind, according to Ayurveda. So that's a good thing to do. Bring some moisture air into your sleeping place. Scents like rose, sandalwood, lavender are all really good for calming the mind.
And then I think it's also important to bring up enjoying some warm milk with a little bit of nutmeg. that it's so tasty and so good for you before you go to bed. And then also the nighttime rescue remedy that we often talk about, the Bach flower remedies and how useful and supportive they are. There's so many choices for you to help you both sleep better and wake up feeling much better and much calmer when you've practiced some of these tips and practices.
Yeah, again, simple things not to be underestimated. My lovely Ayurvedic herbalist, Sebastian Pole of Pukka Herbs here in the UK, he taught me that milk helps you go to sleep and nutmeg helps you stay asleep. Nutmeg's actually quite sedating to the mind. So you can use cow's milk if you take dairy, or almond milk. Almonds are also very good for the nervous system. Just simmer up a warm cup of milk and add some nutmeg in. You can also add saffron, which is very good for the heart if you find your heart's disturbed emotionally or it's running, a little stressed. And nighttime rescue remedy, of course, is really helpful because it has white chestnut in the blend, which is particularly good for unwanted looping thoughts. So that alone, to take nighttime rescue remedy before you go to bed, can really help your dreams settle and not just be spinning around in your head, causing you a disturbance.
Thanks so much for listening to Anxiety Slayer. If you found this podcast helpful, we'd love it if you shared it. Please share wherever you spend time online and help us reach out to as many anxiety sufferers as we can. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Thanks, Ananga. Are you ready to take action against your anxiety? Enroll in the Anxiety Slayer Academy now, and you can get started today. Visit anxietyslayer.com/support.